the difference between faith and fear? First of all, they are both about the unknown. I hope you have realized it. They are both about what? Faith and fear are both about the unknown. The only difference between the two is that one takes negativity and the other takes positivity. So when you think of the unknown from a negative perspective, you bring about what? Fear. Why? Because in emotional intelligence, you understand that fear only comes to you when you are uncertain. After today, the next time you are scared of something, right? Let me give you a certification information here. The next time you are scared of anything in your life, just remember that I said the only reason a human being feels fear, okay, there are two reasons. The major one is that the person is uncertain. Is what? The person is uncertain. That's the only reason why there is fear. When you step back and ask yourself, so what is uncertain? And you identify them. And then you say, what is the certainty? Immediately you do that, the fear will go. Even if it's a gun in your head, what's the uncertainty when there's a gun in your head? How? Will I be alive? Will I die? Once you say to yourself, I'll die and I die. If I die, I go to heaven. What will happen to that fear? I've chosen the worst case scenario. So that brings fear. But when you think of the future from a positive perspective, what you have is faith. Now, who is choosing? Is it your father that is choosing for you? Is it your mother that is choosing for you? Your brother? Your auntie? Who is choosing? The only challenge with choosing negativity is that what your auntie used to say to you is still there. What your father used to say to you, you are not good enough, is still there. What your neighbor used to say to you, that my children are better than you, is still there. So when you are in the middle, you are about to think of your future. Instead of thinking what you want, you remember what they used to say. And then that comes out of you, and then fear. And guess what? Emotion is not a respecter of anybody. Right? When you feel it, you ooze out energy. And that energy you ooze out will begin to prepare your future for you. Every step you take is going to follow that energy. But when you are here and you think positively about your future, every step you take is going to, some people say that all things will work together. Some people will say that the universe will conspire. That thing, it is true. There's a future you are going to, you don't know how. Your job is to see it. As simple as that is, it is work. Imagine that at my level, every Saturday, I intentionally sit under my shower when I'm having a bath. I sit down and I see. One of my biggest posts on Instagram is talking to young people who are carrying weight. That post has generated a lot of traction because you are carrying weight. It's unfortunate, but that's what it is, right? So, in terms of visualization, I hope I've cleared the air. You can choose. You can what? You can choose to see what you want. And you see, the power behind visualization is that there is no limit to what you can see. How can somebody have such a gift and not be using it? There is no what? There's no limit. You can't be seeing now and imagining that you are the president of Nigeria and somebody says, stop. Nothing will happen. You will just continue to see. How can you have such a tool? You see, when we talk about tool, you guys think we're talking about cars. You guys think we're talking about houses and phones. Those are not tools. If those are the tools that give people success, then life is unfair because some people cannot buy some kind of cars and some people cannot buy some kind of phones. You see, life is equilibrium for everybody. The best things in life is free for everybody. Things like imagination. The poor can imagine. The rich can imagine. The middle can imagine. It's free. Resilience is free for everybody. Determination is free for everybody. What am I talking about? The best things in life. Life is so fair. Even though we say life is not fair, life is so fair that it has made it available for everybody. So even though I was growing up in a house where it is difficult for us to eat dinner and we can go to bed without eating, and my younger sisters will cry in the middle of the night. What is making them cry? They are hungry. If the last ones are crying, what will you do as a firstborn? You will not. You will just be able to walk to manage things. If I have grown out of that to a situation where I call my mother from time to time and say, what do you want? The difference between the two is that what we used to grow is free for everybody. I have never in my life seen a worse future. It was when I became a life coach and started working with people one-on-one that I started to realize that some people think of the future in a negative way. I was amazed. Like, so people can be thinking of the future and be thinking negative. Your environment does not help you to do this. If you look around you, all you want to be imagining is negativity. It's not about the phone. It's not about the house. It's not about the things that people are using to compare themselves on social media. When you compare yourself with people, the foolishness is that what they are doing, you don't understand the motivation behind it. You know, you can see somebody eating healthy. You know what eating healthy means? You know, they eat vegetables, they eat, they watch, and then you are beating yourself. Say, now wow, see my life. I'm not eating healthy. Sometimes if you go close, that person has an illness. The person is managing health. They don't tell and say, if you don't eat this thing, you will die. Unfortunately, when he's eating it and eating healthy, he will show it to you in a way that it's a good thing. We are eating healthy. As a human being, you're supposed to be eating vegetables. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do this. Yesterday I ate cabbage. Today I'm eating this. Tomorrow, the motivation behind that thing, what gave him the power to be consistent behind that thing, you don't know. And then you go and kill yourself. The young man is hoping that one day you'll be able to eat like you are eating. But you don't know. And that's why you can't afford to compare yourself with other people. Let me repeat it, because you don't understand the motivation behind what they are doing. The motivation might be such that even you have passed. You have beaten.